Hey Ben, how's it going?
I'm doing good, Catherine. Thank you for being here with me.
Yes. So everybody, Ben and I are celebrating officially 1 full year of being in business with the Skinny platform. On June 6th of 2024, we had our very first paying author and did our first sit down interview. And that was an incredible moment and milestone. And it also feels like yesterday. But today we're taking a little bit of a victory lap and talking about the things that have happened and what's coming next. Ben, let's talk about our stats. What
Yeah,
happened this past year in terms of the numbers?
yeah. So I think in this first year, it blew away any expectations I at least had. We have 6 books published at this moment. We have another one that's ready to go, just waiting on a release date. And we've either are working with or have worked with 19 authors. So it's been an incredible year.
Yes, so I think that's huge, actually. Like, I don't know if last year I would have thought we were going to be able to serve 19 authors in 1 year. And I know that some of those obviously are in progress and process still, but that's a lot. That's good.
Yeah. No, I think our number we set out was 12, so over 50% more.
Woohoo! Like, how often do you get to celebrate
Yeah.
overshooting your goal? That's awesome. And some other things that happened that we didn't expect, like one of our authors was actually not an author in the traditional sense, did the same process with us, but was using it for something within the business that wasn't a published book. So more for content to use for their creation of a website and marketing material, which was fun to do a unique non-book op-
Yep.
opportunity. And another thing that happened is we're hosting a podcast for one of our authors' companies on their behalf because they loved the human, real interview style, which was really fun. And then in terms of the Expanders podcast, which we host through the Skinny platform, and I'm so lucky to get to be the interviewer, we've done 17 episodes of that. So, yeah, things are in the middle and rocking and rolling, aren't they, Ben?
Yeah, no, it's going into it, we never thought about podcasts, never thought about kind of these additional side things to books. And we've just been open to things and they've came along, great opportunities, and it's been working out well.
Yes, that's definitely one of the learnings. Okay, so in addition to these stats, like what have you learned this year, Ben, like personally and then also for the business?
I'll start with my business one. And I think that what I learned is it's okay to not know what you're doing. And everyone says fake it till you make it. But like we had no experience in the publishing space, in the writing space. We just had to build processes and figure it out, refine and iterate on things, and just keep improving. And I think that just goes to show that you don't need a complete roadmap or you don't need all the skill set to go out and do something. You can start it and just, if you stick to it, you're going to figure it out. And that's where a lot of good comes from because you're going to create something new and unique.
Yes, that's one of the business learnings I wrote down too, was that sometimes it's actually great not to have a background in something. And this whole business was actually started around the need that your dad had to write a book. And the fact that, what did we say once when we were doing an interview and a discussion about it? It's like your lack of capabilities is actually the best thing that we ever had.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
fact that you didn't and couldn't just sit down and write your book and that the whole ghostwriting thing wasn't a fit. And so the fact that he needed the things he needed actually led us down this path to filling a need that others also have. So, yeah. And also, our non background in publishing and writing is actually allowing us to create a process that's more nimble, more adaptive, blending AI in parts, but also leaning heavily on the author's authentic voice. It's just turned into us not, we're thinking outside the box because we don't even know what the box looks
Yeah,
like.
exactly.
Okay, what else, Ben?
Yeah, and I think the big personal thing that I've been learning over the course of the last year and continue to carry with me is the power of leaning in. There's going to be times where things aren't in your wheelhouse. There's been plenty of times with that for me. And just kind of over time, I was like, just accepted it and said, this is something I have to do. So I'm just going to kind of make the best of it, give it my all. And I think that has helped tremendously, not just in the outcomes that come from it, but then in the actual experience itself. It's not something that's dreadful, it's not something that's a pain. When you lean into something and make the best of it, even if it's not something you're good at or want to do, it can still be enjoyable.
That's such a good lesson. It's never as scary as it might look once you're
Yeah,
in it.
totally.
Yeah, yeah. My personal learning is that I love interviewing, and for me, this is like I'm in my late 30s, and so finding a whole new work bucket that I love more than anything else I've done yet, and I really love the things I've gotten to do. Like it's been quite eye-opening, honestly. Like getting, and I think this type of interviewing is unique because you get to sit down with people and talk about their journeys, their failures, the tender moments that shifted everything, like the art, the refined process and thing that is like their heart and soul. And it's like the talking to people about the thing they love the most and are bringing to the world is some of the most fun conversation because you never get someone ever at such a point where they're so into it and ready to share and find the right way to articulate and uncover the patterns. And it's like such a juicy conversation given how much a positive energy is pouring into it. So I don't know. It's just been such a gift on the personal side to get to do this work unexpectedly.
And it's a gift for us having you because I could not do it myself.
Well, I'm so thankful that someone gets to take care of all the details because as a young mom right now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just to be able to be present. And then I appreciate Ben handling the operation. So yeah, this is a good combo, Ben. Where are we headed next?
Yeah, so just starting with the numbers, our goal is to publish 20 books over the next year, so by next June. But then, kind of more strategy wise, we're going to start putting a much bigger emphasis and focus on culture books and compilation books. So, culture books are with companies and organizations themselves, writing about their culture, interviewing people all throughout the organization. And we really want to communicate and message what makes these companies unique. And then these compilation books are for groups of people. So each person gets a chapter, might be 10, 12, 15, 20 people. Each person gets a chapter, and there'll be various topics. Hopefully, we get to the point where there's various topics and everything too. But just showcasing themselves and the power of the organization that we partner with to do those books. And I think really those two offerings are something unique to us. You don't see them everywhere. So we're really leaning into that and making that a big focus over the next year.
Right. And I'm going to grab one of them right off my shelf. Our first compilation book, the Book of Nuggets that we did with the Chicagoland EOS implementers group. And then we do have another one of these lined up with, is it the Indiana?
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio's EOS Implementers Group. And so that's coming soon. And we've got several others that we'd love to talk about, but can't just yet, that we are working on getting lined up. And the culture books have also been so exciting. That was actually our first author,
Yep.
was doing a culture book where I got the pleasure of interviewing the CEO and then also 10 other people from within the company to tell the company's story. Candidly, I've kind of fallen in love with that company, have a bit of a crush on them in general, and they're the ones that we're doing the podcast for. And it's like, how could you not when you get to like hear the authentic story of how many people coming together and creating this thing together? It's been, yeah, that's a treasure. So we're excited to do more of those this year.
Yep. I think building those deep relationships with these organizations that we do culture books on, that's just going to keep happening with each one, and it's going to be an awesome experience.
Yeah, and I just want to close this out saying one of the things I learned though through the business side of the learning was that we're really scratching an itch with these skinny books. That having business books, nonfiction books that can be short, read in one sitting, but also you don't have to move heaven and earth to get them created either. And it can be an easier, fun experience to get your book written. I mean, the whole package of a skinny book is really, it's landing with the market. And that's been exciting to see. And there's even stats behind it. See, you know, what we found that we got from Borders, where it's like books that are under 60 pages get read by 80% of the people who buy them. But if they're over 200 pages, only 2% of people complete the book. So there's so much there with a skinny book, and the fact that it's an offering that if you really do want people to read your words and to be heard, going skinny is a great way to do it.
Absolutely. That's a great way to finish it off.
Yeah, little infomercial at the
Yeah.
end. But Ben, what a great first year. It's been such a pleasure getting to do this with you, and I'm really looking forward to just continuing to hone this and learn more about what we're doing.
This next year is going to be even better.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.